This is Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics, the world's favorite light beer.
DePinion's the tailback, trips right. They're going to run it again. DePinion, touchdown, Arkansas.
Stock up with Bud Light for game days. Bud Light, please drink responsibly. Don't miss out on Hog Reaction after every Razorback football game. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy. Go to blackhillsenergy.com. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Well, I'm going to guess we're going to have a lit-up call screen the next hour and a half or two. Welcome into Hog Reaction alongside Matt Jones. I'm Ty Richardson, presented by Bud Light and Black Hills Energy. Arkansas gets demolished on its own field. And I want to start with this statistic that Trey Biddy just put out. Jackson Dart broke Archie Manning's record for yards in a game at Ole Miss. It stood for 55 years, dating back to 1969. 507 passing yards, 41 rushing yards for a total of 549 yards for a guy that didn't even play the full game. In addition to that, Watkins had a school record of 254 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. It was an awful performance defensively, unfortunately, for Travis Williams' group. They were on the field for the majority of the game. 63-31 the final. And that's unfortunately where we have to start here on Hog Reaction. Our phone number, once again, 877-377-6963. I am in the beautiful palace of Zachary Arns' house. He has kindly enough allowed me to do the postgame here. I thought about doing it at the studio, and I was like, I'll just call my buddy Zach. And we're doing it at his house instead. There's no Notre Dame memorabilia up everywhere, Matt. It's quite a palace here, but I just want to get your initial reactions, man. QB1, what did you see today on the field in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium?
Well, it's good to be here with you, Ty. That's pretty
You too,
cool,
buddy.
man. I bet Zach's got a gangster little spot. Tell him.
He's got a pad.
Exactly. I think Tottenham play Aston Villa tomorrow, so we'll see. What goes on there, man. It was. I don't know what to say, man. It was tough. I mean, they kind of beat us from the word go. I mean, if you remember that Super Bowl with the Broncos and the Seahawks when they snapped it and got a safety like on the very first play of the game, that's what it kind of felt like. It felt like we kind of got in trouble early and never kind of rebounded.
Yeah, and you look at that game, I mean, Lane Kiffin tried to run it up on Sam Pittman and company. I think Sam Pittman is liked in the coaching community. I don't know what happened. Maybe leading up, maybe in the past, but 63-31, Lane has not had really success in Fayetteville, and maybe that had something to do with it. I know initially one year he came into Fayetteville in 2014 as Alabama's offensive coordinator. They only managed 14 points, enough to get a win, and then that following year they did whatever they wanted against Arkansas defense. So last year they didn't have a great game offensively. It was enough to get a win, but today they just did whatever they wanted against the Arkansas Razorbacks. It was bad. 694 total yards for the Ole Miss Rebels, and again, 63-31 the final. I know there's questions about Taylon Green's health, Matt. We're going to hear from Sam Pittman. We again want to hear from you on our phone number at 877-377-6963. Matt, now I know you always jot down notes as you're watching the game, things that stand out for you, a guy that competed at the highest level in this conference. What maybe stood out from some of the stuff that you jotted down earlier this afternoon?
Well, Andrew Armstrong's a beast. That's for sure. Ole Miss had a game plan, and in that second quarter, it just kind of got away from us. I thought, we got one of the keys to the game. I thought would be fourth down, and we get a stop early on fourth down, and then the very next play, we give it back to them. So it was we just never really had control at all.
Yeah, in that game, you think about the defense standing tall, do what they needed to do, and then for the offense to give up that sack. I don't know if that's on Taylon Green. I don't know if it's a protection thing. Either way, it resulted in what I thought was going to be a safety. It ended up being a touchdown for Ole Miss, and just the Razorbacks really couldn't recover. You missed a field goal at the end of the half. Ole Miss drove directly down and ended up scoring on that same really possession. So it was just a tough overall day for the Arkansas Razorbacks. A reminder, you can listen to us and watch us on a variety of different ways. We're across 4 ESPN Arkansas radio stations, 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 Fort Smith in the River Valley, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas. We're always on Hit That Line Now, our app. You can download it in Google Play and iTunes. We've also got hitthatline.com, and we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube if you want to watch myself and Matt Jones. Cody has called. You're saying it's out?
All right. Well,
Oh, yeah.
it's all out. Huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Let me see. Matt, keep telling us about your thoughts on the game for us.
Jackson Dart, 6 touchdowns. Man, what a performance right there. That was it was tough. On our side, Malachi Singleton, I think you kind of have to like what you see in the backup quarterback. I mean, I thought he handled himself well. DeBinion, those were tough yards. Rodney Hill, got in the end zone, young cat, and maybe hopefully Braylon Russell's healthy.
All right, guys, can y'all hear me?
Ty, you back with us now?
Okay. Yeah,
got
can you
you?
hear me? I don't know what happened there. I can hear you guys perfectly fine. I don't know what happened on there.
Let's go to commercial, and then we'll come back.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
This is Hog Reaction.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With the never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding, from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy.
Singleton's going to throw down the middle into the end zone, complete to Has, touchdown Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
All right, back here on Hog Reaction, brought to you by Black Hills Energy and Bud Light. To the phones we go. Cody's in Rector this afternoon. Cody, your thoughts on Arkansas's loss to Ole Miss this afternoon?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Good, man.
It was just a bad overall performance on both sides of the ball, guys. The secondary is just it's bad. I was trying to tell people when we played Tennessee, I mean, they looked good against Tennessee because I was a freshman quarterback we were playing. Since we've been playing these higher caliber quarterbacks in Musmeyer and Dart, I mean, this secondary's just been getting ate up, really. And another point is the offensive line. The offensive line, I mean, it really doesn't matter if we got Singleton or Green back there. I mean, if they're in protection, I mean, there's really nothing we're going to be able to get going, really.
No, Cody, I think you're right on that. Matt, offensive line, I don't think it helps that it didn't look like Braylon Russell was very healthy. They didn't end up running the ball that much at all during this football game. I mean, when you look at the total statistics, Arkansas only managed, well, they had some long runs, quarterback runs down the stretch. 127 yards, I think, is a little bit inflated. But you just, not that the offensive line's banged up, but you have a banged-up running back room right now. You got a banged-up starting quarterback, and that does not help any of the offense whatsoever.
Cody, you still there? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just everybody's wanting Singleton back there. I love Singleton. I think he's gonna have a great future and stuff. But I still think Taylor Green's still growing, and once we can get a good offensive line put in front of him, I think he's going to do good things. We seen that last week against Mississippi State when he has protection. I mean, he can throw 5 touchdowns and throw for some yards. But we just didn't have that this week. We played a way better defensive line.
Yeah, and Matt, you obviously play the quarterback position. I mean, I think there's a lot of truth to what Cody said. Cody, appreciate the call. 877-377-6963 to react to Arkansas' 65-31 loss to Ole Miss. From a defensive standpoint, or 63-31, my bad. Matt, what have you seen from two of the better quarterbacks in the SEC, and how the defense has not looked near as good for the majority of the season compared to these last two games?
Yeah, man, that second quarter it kind of got away from us, and then I thought the third quarter we bounced back a little bit. I was proud of the way the guys fought. They did, man. That there's no quit in this group. It's easy when you're getting beat like that to quit, and I don't think these guys did. Man, you kind of got to tip your hat. We were talking earlier as far as on halftime, talking about I think Lane Kiffin's a top 5 coach in the SEC. And he showed why.
I had some text to get to as well. Jay from Russellville, Sam Pittman continues to kill us with game management. We are getting some momentum before half. We get a first down at the 2-minute warning. Pee-wee coaches understand that you need to make them at least use some timeouts before giving the ball back. You've got to try to run the clock down before kicking the field goal. We gave the Dart the ball with 2 timeouts and 1:20 to go. Instead, it's 28-17. Instead of 28-17, it ends up 28-10, and at worst ends up 35-10. I think what's and again, texter same thing, 877-377-6963. Matt, I think what's frustrating for a lot of fans, and you don't have to be a season ticket holder, you don't even have to attend the game. It's just the fact that these last 3 years they have not been a good football team at home. The Ole Miss win 2 years ago and the Tennessee win this year are the anomalies on that. Because the majority of games in this last 3-year window or 2.5-year window, whatever you ever call it, have not even been competitive for the most part, which is so frustrating if you're a fan. And I get it. It's one thing if, like, this team plays better on the road than they do at home, which, Matt, help me understand how that can be remotely a possibility. I just don't understand it, man. Maybe you could lend some insight on that.
I don't understand it either. I just think it was the better team. Better team won. I thought fourth down. I definitely thought Lane would go for it a couple times. We get that stop in the first quarter and really couldn't get. I mean, they had almost 700 yards. Man, I don't know, Ty. That was just that was tough. I mean, if Xavier Sorry, I thought he's a stud. He's flying around. You can say Metcalf was flying around. Landon Jackson, he shows why he's going to get drafted in the top 100. It was I even thought Cameron Ball played well. We had a couple highlights, but man, it was a tough watch, man.
Text in from Ryan in Prairie Grove. For Pete's sake, they're 5-4 and they're right on track. Come on, guys. I had them going 6-6 this season, so there's some truth to what Ryan is saying. But when you look at how the games have occurred outside Tennessee and Donald W. Rones Razorback Stadium, I think it's just disheartening. It's discouraging for a lot of fans. Bruce is in Nashville. He's called in a Hog Reaction presented by Black Hills Energy and Bud Light. Bruce, welcome into the program.
Hey guys, is it just me, or is it like Ole Miss, LSU, Texas A&M? They're just better athletes than what we got.
Matt, I don't think he's wrong there. Do you?
Well,
a lot more talent in other places.
Yeah, when we watch basketball, Ty, when we watch the Hogs play, I always think, how many of the guys could start on our team? And when you're watching Arkansas play Ole Miss today, what was your thought when you said how many guys on our team could start for Ole Miss? Maybe like 4, like they were the better team.
Armstrong and that. Bruce, let me ask you this. Do you think Chris Paul made the right decision to transfer to Ole Miss?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, that's a great defense. I mean, it's just like LSU's and Texas A&M, and I mean, they look bigger. I mean, TV has a little bit to do. I mean, it ain't like being there and being down on the sideline or something. I mean, they're massive. They just make us look. I mean, I'm not going to say dwarfs, but I mean, they make us look small.
Well, you got multiple guys, and Matt mentioned a couple of the defensive linemen like Cam Ball and Landon Jackson and others. I mean, you got J.J. Bakese running like a fullback / running back type of role for Ole Miss in that football game. He showed his little versatile fat guy touchdowns. He at least got one, maybe two of them. But, yeah, there's a difference in complexion I think that you've seen. It was kind of like, Bruce, did you watch the Arkansas-Oklahoma State game? Did you notice how much bigger Arkansas was than Oklahoma State? There's not a lot of other SEC games you could say that about the Hogs this season when they go up against SEC competition.
In Oklahoma State, they hadn't won a game in conference,
Oh, they're terrible. That loss continues to just look worse and worse by the week. And they're losing. They were losing. I forget who they're playing today, but they were down. Zach's got 2 quad boxes. I'm doing the postgame show from Zach Arns' lair, and he's got 2 quad boxes set up. My brain is just getting melted right now trying to keep up with all this college football, Bruce.
Yeah. It's like when Singleton was running. I mean, was that a defensive end that run him down?
I don't know which play you're talking about. Malachi had a couple. Listen, I was happy for Malachi today. He came in and did some good things. I mean, he's got a long way to go as a D1 college quarterback. Man, I think you would agree with that. But there were some positive things that Malachi did today when he came in.
Oh, yeah, it looked good. It was promising, but but anyway, it's just when we go up against them, it's just, well, I ain't going to say it's like a junior high team playing the senior high team, but now, it's just it's a tad different,
Yeah. Bruce, appreciate the call. Lonnie's in Green Forest this afternoon. Lonnie, you're on Hog Reaction, presented by Black Hills Energy and Bud Light. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Hey, just my opinion to start with is that we just need to somehow or other, Eurotech needs to figure out a way to put NIL package together so we can get better athletes. And Sam is doing the best he can do, in my opinion, but I think he's got us plateaued as far as good as he can do. And I don't see him doing any better, but we just have to get better athletes. We need more money. That's all it is in today's landscape. We just need more money. I mean, we're going to be stuck where we're at, where Sam has brought us up to the middle tier of the SEC. We're respectable in the middle tier. We can compete here and there like Tennessee and beat the stuff out of somebody like Mississippi State and Auburn, but we're not ever going to get any higher than that, in my opinion, unless we get more money. That's just what it's going to take. We got the facilities. I was looking around today. We got the facilities. We got the fan base. Recruiting is tough, but more money. That's what it's going to take. We can go outside of our whatever area to get better athletes if we pay them enough, but we just don't have it. I think we need anywhere from $10 to $15 million to really do good, just straight up in NIL. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I was looking around today. I've been a season ticket holder for years, but and the way things are changing, we just need more money put together, and we're going to be stuck where we're at, just mediocrity and terrible games like today as far as just getting the stuff beat out of us. And we're just not going to get anything better unless we get better players. Trench play is, we just have to get better, but that's the long and short of me. So anyway, guys, thanks for taking the call.
Lonnie, thank you for calling in, 877-377-6963. Matt, is it that simple? Is it just they got to get better players, or do you see some coaching issues too?
Well, we have some talent on this team. That's for sure. Like I said, it was just something that happened early where we got a 4th down stop, and then all of a sudden they get a turnover touchdown, and it just kind of ballooned in the second quarter, and it was just I guess it's the first game this season that kind of got away from us. So you get a bye week, you can rest up, get healthy. It doesn't get any easier I guess you get a bye week, but the next week when Texas comes into town is that's going to be a tough one as well.
Cecil's phoned in, originally from Fort Smith. He's still in Fayetteville after this game. Cecil, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm still up here, man, scratching my head, man. And honestly, if I was the coach, I would play Singleton because that's just the way I see it. Singleton, everything Singleton did since the Tennessee game, he went in the game under pressure, big time under pressure. It was a big game, and he went in and won the game for us. Then he came in again, went down the field. They called it back, I think, for holding. He ran all. We was in the red zone, but they called it back, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right or wrong? Okay, and then legal formation. Then he got us down there, and then threw it to Tesla. Tesla ran. We was about to score again, but he also scored a touchdown just that quick. Me, man. I mean, I'm not up here to criticize Green as a person, but this is a business, and we paid for tickets to come to the games to enjoy the game. It was a great day today too. It would have been even greater if we would have won. But you have to go with your best quarterback. And right now, I don't care what nobody say. Green cutting. I watch him really well. He was actually limp. He's been hurt since the other game. He got hit again, and he was limping around. So if he has a clear path for 25 or 30 yards, he cannot make that play. When Singleton came in and had a clear path and actually he did the Barry Sanders 2 or 3 times and got up the field. And that's just my opinion, man. But actually,
you don't think, so let me just present something. You don't think it had anything to do with the fact that Ole Miss may or may not have had their second and third team defense in there at that point?
No, because he did it against Tennessee in crunch time. He did it against Tennessee. But Ole Miss has some big athletes. Them dudes is big. I was right down there looking at them, right in front of them. And they were way bigger than our defensive backs. And then again, here it is again. Okay, you go down, you're 3 touchdowns down at halftime. You got to make some adjustments. On defense, I did not see any adjustments, not one. They kept going. Just like I told Doug. I said, Doug, it was 4th down. It was 15 seconds or something to go before halftime, and they scored. They did it on 4th down. They slapped us and spit on us. I said, Doug, they finna run a corner. No, it wasn't on 4th down. They didn't have any timeouts. It was 15 seconds to go in the game. I said, Doug, they're gonna throw the ball to the corner because that way, if the receiver, he'll be the only one who can catch the ball. They put number 11 out there. The man had already scored about 4 touchdowns. Put the double up on him or something, man. That was a single man coverage. He beat dude every time. As a matter of fact, every receiver Ole Miss had beat our defensive backs, all of them. I watched it really good today. And we're going to have to do some better recruiting or something, man. I mean, for real. But let me go back to Singleton. If Singleton would have started this game, it would have been a different ball game. I don't care what nobody say listening in right now. It would have been a different ball game because Singleton, he would have changed the narrative of the game because he would have did stuff that Green couldn't do by getting more first downs, cutting faster, running, getting first downs. Green can't do that, man. He just can't do it, man. Now I'm finna hang up and I'm gonna listen because me and Doug finna go up in here and eat some food, and then we're gonna crawl back to Fort Smith with our heads down. And hopefully, man, by time we play Texas, we can have some adjustments and try to win a football game, man. And Ty, I'll see you Monday, man. Yeah, peace out.
Thanks, Cecil. Matt, is there any? I mean, I got to be honest. I do not agree with Cecil there. I think the game would have been very similar if Malachi had gotten it from the jump. I think that Coach Pittman, Bobby Petrino, we can't on one foot put Bobby Petrino in this echelon of him knowing like all things football and then say, well, if Malachi Singleton was the quarterback, we'd be here as a team and here offensively. I just frankly completely disagree. What did you think about the dynamic there when Taylor got hurt and Malachi coming in and doing some things today?
You know, as a backup quarterback, because I've been a backup before, you have to stay ready. So I'm proud of Malachi coming in 11 of 14, 207 yards, a touchdown, 0 interceptions. Man, I thought Taylor Green was on the way. I mean, he was on his way to having a 300-yard passing game, probably going to have about 80 rushing yards. It's a bad deal, man. You saw him get twisted up, and the first thing you're thinking about is the safety for him, and it's a good thing we have a bye week. So I don't know what you think is going to happen in practice this week. Do you think if he can't go, you think Malachi gets all the first team reps?
Yeah, if Taylor can't go, to your point, yeah, he will get those first-team reps, and KJ Jackson will be behind him with the second-team reps. I don't know. I mean, Taylor tried to gut it out, it looked like, and then just at a point in the game, I guess it looked like either couldn't go or the coaching staff elected. Maybe they thought the game was pretty much in doubt at that point, so they're like, let's roll with Malachi and see what we can do. And again, I don't want to belittle what Malachi Singleton did today. In fact, statistically, he was pretty solid. Malachi Singleton ended his day 11 for 14, 207 yards and a touchdown. That's 79% completion rating, plus 8 rushes for 39 yards and a touchdown. So, again, I don't want to say, and that's, again, that takes away his sack yardage. He had more than that. I just personally think Taylor gives them a better chance to win. He's just gotten banged up because he's taken some hits. Hopefully, as Matt just alluded to, he can get healthy in this bye week and gear up for the Texas Longhorns, a team that I know he would love to beat, being a Texas kid. All right, we're going to take a break here on Hog Reaction. 877-377-6963 if you want to jump in with myself and Matt Jones. We really appreciate Black Hills Energy and Bud Light being a part of our post-game coverage. More of Hog Reaction live from Zach Arns' house comes up next.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
Have you been searching for a luxury dealership experience unlike any other? Come to Land Rover Little Rock in Little Rock, Arkansas, and discover why we're known as classy, top-tier, easy, and honest. Whether you want to upgrade your ride to a new Range Rover Velar, or you're in the market for a used vehicle of another make, you won't regret visiting our Little Rock, Arkansas Land Rover dealership for all your automotive needs. Can't make it in? Check us out online at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles. 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. More efficient than other energy sources, save your energy for cheering on the Hogs. Be tailgate ready with your natural gas-powered outdoor grill. Enjoy fast, cozy comfort from your natural gas fireplace when ball games get chilly. At AOG, we know your Razorback pride runs deep. Ours does too, and so does our commitment to caring for the communities we serve with Always On Energy. Visit AOGC.com.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Come see Cody and the gang on Advanced Mechanical Performance. You can find them at 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Need repair or service for your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all, as well as taking care of all of your power sports parts accessory needs. Give them a call today at 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy.
Singleton's going to throw down the middle into the end zone, complete to Haas, touchdown Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
All right, we're continuing to generate text here on our text line at 877-377-6963. Matt, we were talking during the break. Florida right now up 10-3 on the Georgia Bulldogs, close to half. Carson Beck has thrown 2 interceptions. The Georgia offense has looked anemic thus far in Nashville, and we might have a game on our hands in Jacksonville.
Man, it's the SEC. That's why it's the best conference in football. If you don't show up, somebody can make you pay, and I think Georgia. So, if you're talking about coaches and what Georgia does, I think they're one of the best at making halftime adjustments. So I think they'll figure it out.
You think Georgia comes back to win? I don't know. I think the line was 17 and a half. Thank you, Mr. Arns. 17 and a half.
Wow.
I think Georgia could still come back and end up covering that game. I don't know what the current in-game line is now, but I can see Georgia still coming back and just getting some things offensively going. Drake texting in here, and again, 877-377-6963. It's Hog Reaction, brought to you by Black Hills Energy and Bud Light. Drake says, how are we supposed to feel like this program is going in the right direction when we still have embarrassments like today? And I think this hurts even more coming off the embarrassment that you had against LSU. That you parlay those together, that's not good. We will get to 6 wins and make a bowl, but I'm assuming several key players will opt out. There's still 3 games left, but I'm struggling to feel positive momentum closing out 2024 and moving towards next season. So I think it's fair to assume, and you can hate me for this all you want, but I'm just going to assume they're going to lose in 2 weeks. There's been nothing to show in the last 2 home games. And you could say, well, Ty, the Tennessee game. The defense won you the Tennessee game. Your offense didn't win you that game. The defense did. There's nothing that you've seen at home the last 2 games that gives you a lot of hope that you can defeat the Texas Longhorns, even with the history of that. So if that's a loss, you're going to beat Louisiana Tech, and then you're going to go into a place in Columbia, Missouri at 6-5 that you've never won a game for. So I'm kind of like Drake. Matt, yes, you get to bowl eligibility, but you could potentially lose 3 SEC games down the stretch. And it's really hard for me to pull a positive out of that.
Well, it's no secret that our schedule was backloaded with the tougher teams, the tougher quarterbacks. I don't know. It was one game. We let it get away from us a little bit. Maybe maybe a little false insecurity with the way we beat Mississippi State. The
worst team in the SEC.
Yeah. But I don't know. The one thing I would say, Ty, is the team fought. They didn't quit. Last year it seemed like they kind of let go of the rope those last couple games. And at least this team was still fighting. Man, they were playing for one another. I just think the better team won, and we could not make Jackson Dart uncomfortable. He just was. It was Chicago Saturday in the park. That's what he was doing.
Chris from Springdale agrees with you wholeheartedly. He just says we couldn't also protect our quarterback, and again, Jackson Dart did feel comfortable. All right, so we've got an interesting conundrum, y'all, and I'm going to give you as the audience a chance to dictate what's going to happen. Brian has called in. We will only take his call if no one else calls in, and I'll the next 5 minutes. You have till 4:32 to call in at 877-377-6963. I need 3 callers. 877-377-6963. If we don't have 3 more callers by then, we're going to take Brian's call. If not, or if we get 3 callers, then we will mute Brian because I don't think anyone wants to hear what he has to say today. Here's Sam Pittman. I am curious to see what Sam Pittman had after the game. Matt, you were talking about Jackson Dart. Him and Watkins were just on point today.
Dart was incredible today. Watkins, 5 touchdowns. We couldn't cover him. Couldn't get to the quarterback. So, when you don't get to a guy that's got that kind of weapons and he's that talented, it's going to flare up. And give them credit. They whipped us today and physically certainly ran by us on their offense.
Arkansas managed 1 sack. The Ole Miss squad managed 8, Matt. So it was a stark contrast between the two defensive lines today. It was bad. And Ole Miss, give them credit. Clay talked about it. We had several other hosts talked about it. And that's just that's the best defensive line that they've had on campus, I think, since Brad Logan was telling me this morning. It's like 1993. It's been 30 some odd years since they've been that good on the defense and maybe the defensive line.
I put them up there with A&M with their front 7. You got to put Georgia up there, but just as far as talent, I think Ole Miss and A&M, that front 7 is absolutely tough. And man, it's just one of those days we couldn't we couldn't figure anything out. But I would say, if you're looking for a bright spot, Malachi, 11 of 14, 207 yards with 1 touchdown. Man, that's pretty good out of your backup quarterback.
Yep, it is. All right, we've gotten 2 callers. We need 1 more. Otherwise, we're going to take Brian's call in 3 minutes. 1 more caller, 877-377-6963. Bob in Hartford texted and said, the haters and the fire Sam Pittman coach were silent last week on the show today. They will come out in force. We've done the show for, 45 minutes or so. I don't think anyone's that. I think, here's my thing. I want Sam Pittman to succeed here in Fayetteville. I want him to be the Arkansas coach. I don't want to go through another coaching search. I'm tired of those, to be honest. But, you as the head football coach here have to show fans that there is light at the end. There's hope at home. They're obviously improved from where they were last year. Anyone with eyes can see they're a better football team. But you're still having the same issues at home. Okay. Again?
Well, we lost Ty again, but I think what he was saying was that we finally got our 3rd caller to get Brian out of here. So he's gone. See you later, Brian. Appreciate you. We do have a lot of people that wanted to call in and talk to us. We got Ryan in Huntsville.
Let's do it.
Ryan, what's going on today, man? What are your thoughts on the game today?
Hey, I admit I called in just to keep Brian from getting on the air.
Brian, you still there, buddy?
I can't hear him.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello?
Let's do another commercial.
Listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're at the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb pages.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This is Hog Reaction.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Whacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Whacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment. 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Or call them at 479-242-1406.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey & Hull Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey & Hull understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey & Hull Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith, or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy.
Singleton's going to throw down the middle into the end zone, complete to Haas, touchdown Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
All right, back to the phones. Nelson's in Harrison here on Hog Reaction. Nelson, welcome into the program. Myself, Matt Jones, Colton Little. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. I just want to say that I did not expect this at all. I expected if we scored 31 points that we would win the game or be right in the middle of it. But there's just like three things that you can't do. Palin cannot lose the ball in the end zone. Take the sack, get the safety, but hold on to the ball. I mean, you got to have the awareness like Andrew Armstrong had when that dude was punching him, punching the ball, punching his shoulder. You know, keep the ball, guys. You got to have awareness like that. That's the only knock I have on Green. I'm right in line with Matt Jones. Green was on pace, and he was getting running lane. And his passes were looking good. I like the way Singleton came in. and the passes Singleton was making and those runs he was making, and he scored a touchdown. But even Matt Austin said, he said that was not an illegal formation. He said if the wide receivers are visibly staggered, that's not an illegal formation. He said you don't have to be on the line. He said if you can visibly see a stagger in the wide receivers, that's Matt Austin, the referee. He said that was not an illegal formation on the telecast. So Malachi did score that touchdown. But, guys, we put 31 points up on one of the best defenses in college football, and our defense did not hold up their end of the bargain. You cannot let a guy score 2 long touchdowns or 5. One guy. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the call, Nelson. Scott's in Fort Smith. Scott, you're on Hog Reaction.
Hey, what's up, guys? All I know if Matt Jones was on the field, we'd be 7 overtimes with a victory, not even talking about this. But the real question is, when are we going to get Walmart and Tyson to start buying us some players? That's the real aspect of what's going on these days. Is we need the money. We need to start buying our players, or we're never going to have a successful program. 52.
Scott, I think Hunter Yurchek said it, and I can't remember if it was the Little Rock Touchdown Club or if it was a press conference. I can't remember what it was. He was very complimentary of the Waldens and John Tyson and other rich benefactors, and they've done a lot. But I mean, the onus isn't just on them, and it's hard, right? Because we're a poor state relative to a lot of others. We're a small state. And we've got some really powerful alums and Arkansas fans over the course of years, but the task has been put at our feet. It's like, hey, you have to fund this NIL stuff. Now, barring a change, I think it's July of 25, the court ruling's going to come through, and you're going to start having revenue distribution for about $22 million with the TV stuff. But I don't think that will completely end NIL as I understand it. So that I think it's coming. I think fans would be a lot more likely to bet based on wins, but it's the old chicken and the egg argument. It's like, can you win without great players? Well, some programs seem to have success without an insane salary cap, and we see in professionals. And Matt, sometimes we see in college places. Like I don't think there's any reason that Kansas State should be 7-1 in Manhattan, Kansas right now, but they've got one of the better teams in college football. Same in Ames, Iowa, at least for in the Big 12, and then there's some teams in the SEC that I didn't necessarily anticipate to be as good as they are, but they're better. So it's just really hard to determine, and I understand fans' frustration because Ole Miss and other schools seem to have a lot more talent than you do.
Yeah, you kind of have to you got to find value with some of these players. When you go out and get an Andrew Armstrong, it's still about evaluating talent. I like the coaches we got. Like I'm a fan of our coaches. It was I think Scott was right. I mean, the Ole Miss, when you look at it, it's like, how many guys do we have that would start on Ole Miss's team? I don't know, like 4. Like Ole Miss, talent wise, they do. They had a better squad and they showed it.
877-377-6963. Hog Reaction brought to you by our friends at Black Hills Energy. In the state of Arkansas, the law says you need to click or call 811 before you dig. It's a free service, and it's for your safety. So whether you're digging to plant a tree or you're digging a trench, you must contact 811. Prevents damage to underground utilities you can't see, and it keeps you, your family, and the community safe. It also prevents utility outages that are an inconvenience to everyone. Presented by Black Hills Energy, ready to help you stay safe. Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, and save energy. For more information, go to blackhillsenergy.com/ready and buy Bud Light, proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. All right, back to some of the text that we're receiving. Mississippi has a state. This is from Mr. Pibb. Mississippi as a state has less than Arkansas and has 2 SEC programs. When did the Ole Miss money come from? I think it's pretty honest, Mr. Pibb. That fan base wholeheartedly believes in Lane Kiffin. I want the entire fan base to believe in Sam Pittman because I want Sam Pittman to have success, but there's no no question there's a distinction between the two. And prior to today, they were 2-2 against one another. Lane won both of them in Oxford. Sam Pittman won both of them here. But when you look at the fan base, not support, because that's not true, belief in their head football coach, to me, it's a different story. I'm not going to go to the degree that it's like 20. Some people will tell you it's less than 50%. I don't think it's that. But there are more people in Ole Miss's contingency that believe in Lane Kiffin than in Arkansas that believe in Sam Pittman. Josh is in Farmington. Josh, you're on Hog Reaction. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. Just listening in. I just wanted to weigh in on a couple things here. I think that we are what our recruiting says we are. And I've been a Hog fan, born and raised in Arkansas. In my lifetime, I do not ever remember us having a top 10 recruiting class. I'm not saying somebody can fact check that. It may have happened. I don't know. But I don't remember it in my lifetime. I'm nearly 40. What I do know is that we celebrate top 20 classes here, as we should. We should celebrate that. But when we have a 19th rate recruiting class in the nation, that puts you at about 9th or 10th in the SEC. And that is the problem. So what's the remedy here? What's the remedy? You recruit better, or you convince the guys you got to stay on your team, which is harder to do with the transfer portal. But one day those guys can be seniors. And as a Hog fan, a realistic expectation is, hey, once every 3-4 years, let's really be people that can compete to get into the playoffs and not have some crazy expectation that we're going to be in an SEC title hunt every year when there are 9 other teams in our conference that out-recruit us every single year. And it's just crazy. I mean, it's crazy. Sometimes I just think, like, guys, we've got to be a little bit more realistic on this. I'm not saying coaches don't ever make a bad call, but if we change coaches, who are you going to go get? I mean, it's crazy. We got to stay with what we got. We are improving. We are getting better. Let's recruit better next year. Let's convince more veterans to stay on the team, and let's keep getting better, and let's win more games and have one of those special years where you can come in and say, hey, we could potentially make some noise, not just in our conference, but in the 12-team playoff that actually gives us a greater chance of making it over the course of a few years, 1 or 2 years out of 4, maybe you can compete to get into that. And then who knows what could happen. You could beat anybody on any given day in football. You get one shot at that thing. And so it's a thing that we just need to keep grinding, keep getting better, and keep moving forward. I'll hang up and listen.
Josh, I don't hate the positivity there, because it has been a lot of negative stuff for the first 45 minutes to an hour or so, and I think rightfully so after you get clowned 63-31 in your home stadium. But I think what my question is, if you're preaching patience, and you're not the only one that thinks that, there's a lot of people that believe Sam Pittman deserves another year. And my personal belief, if he wins another game, which they're going to against Louisiana Tech, then they shouldn't let him go. I think you're talking about improvement, right? So what does that look like for 2025 when your 4 road games are in Knoxville, Baton Rouge, Austin, and what was the last one? Help me on this, Colton. Help me on this, Matt. Who have you played at home this year? What am I missing?
Oh, you'll be
in
going
Oxford.
You'll be going
Sorry,
to Oxford, yeah.
Oxford. Yeah, the team you played today, moron. That would be me that I'm calling a moron. But like, I know they won road games. So it's just really difficult for fans, like when college athletics, when you see teams, like you see a Texas A&M who's in year 1 of Mike Elko, and I realize they're in a different financial state than you, but it's really aggravating for Arkansas fans who have been told in year 5, well, patience, 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 and you see Mike Elko and company doing what they've done in College Station, beat you again in Jerry World. It's just hard to stomach. It really is. Matt, when you look at just kind of broad's eye view, 5-4 heading down the stretch, I mean, what are you expecting the rest of the way?
Well, so we got we go Texas. You get a bye week to kind of lick your wounds. Do you think that if we had number 22 out there, RB1, do you think that could have helped today? But I mean, Texas is just as good as Ole Miss. LSU, Texas, Ole Miss, the Texas A&M. Those are the tougher teams. So, I mean, I I don't know. We didn't really – we haven't made – so when we played LSU and we played Ole Miss, we did not make the quarterback worry at all. Really, the quarterback was out there like it was a scrimmage game. We haven't put any pressure on the quarterback, and it's tough when you go against a veteran guy, and I think that's what people have been saying. When you go against a veteran team with an experienced quarterback, you have to do something with him. If it's just easy out there for him, the game can kind of get away from you.
And it did today. Again, our number, 877-377-6963 if you want to jump in at Hog Reaction. QB1, Mr. Matt Jones, myself, Colton Little, as we continue on here. 447 following Arkansas's 63-31 loss to Ole Miss. Back to some audio. Here's what Coach Pittman had to say about Talon Green after the game.
Talon, he came back when he got hurt, and then we worked on him at half. We didn't know coming out of half if he would be ready to play. And once we said we were going to look at him throwing and moving, and Bobby had him moving front and back, and just was gimpy. And we didn't want to take that chance of getting him hurt further. And plus, we believe in Malachi putting him in. So that was the decision there. It had nothing more to do than that. We just felt like we might get him hurt worse if we put him back out there. He was willing. Part of his success has to do with his legs, and he didn't have them, basically.
And I think that's a fair, quick post-game assessment. He knew I was going to get asked that question. And to just kind of go off that, here's what he said about Malachi.
I thought he played extremely well. He is very competitive, made some really, really nice throws. I think we ended up scoring 21 when he was in there in the second half. His legs, obviously, he was really good running the ball and throwing the ball. I was really, really happy for him to get that experience in there.
So you got some experience, and Matt, you were talking about we don't know what Talon Green's injury is going to be, what he's going to be, not just this week in practice, but for the possibility of the Texas game, what that looks like and everything. But I guess another positive thing, you kind of listed off Malachi's stats. He got him some more game experience. He had it against Tennessee. He got it again today. It's in a situation which you don't want to happen, but if Talon can't go against Texas, at least Malachi has played, I guess, near 3/4 of football now. So in SEC competition.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I thought, when the backup gets called, you never know. When you're coming in the game as a quarterback and you're the backup, you don't know what's going to happen. And I thought he responded well. He responded like a champion. I don't know. Do you think there's a quarterback controversy?
I don't think so, Matt.
Yeah.
I think that's overblown. I disagree with Cecil. I disagree with anyone else that talks differently about Talon Green, to be honest. Listen, I'm not Bobby Petrino. I'm not some of the coaches in that locker room that watch Talon, that watch Malachi on a daily basis. And I don't want to, again, I don't want to knock Malachi. I just think there's a difference between the two guys. That's just my opinion. What do you think? I mean, what are your thoughts on this game? We've got plenty to discuss following the 63-31 loss to Ole Miss. Another, again, bad performance at home in front of you. Does that make it worse? In your mind, does it make it worse? It's one thing to lose by 22 on the road. When you lose, and I say 22, 32 on the road. But when you lose by 32 in your home stadium.
Gave up 60.
Yes, 63. 63 points. Does that make it worse? And listen, I'm not trying to pile on these guys. They lost the game. Hopefully they bounce back against Texas. It's not exactly light at the end of the tunnel right now. But to me, it's worse when you get beat like this at home. Maybe I'm wrong. Call or text us, 877-377-6963. Hog Reaction continues on with Matt Jones next.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. You've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Hog Reaction.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy.
Singleton's going to throw down the middle into the end zone, complete to Haas, touchdown Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
Back live from the Palace, the majestic castle of Mr. Zachary Arns. It's Hog Reaction presented by Black Hills Energy and by Bud Light. To Clarksville we go, where Steve is phoned in. Steve, you're on Hog Reaction.
Hey, guys.
What's up, man?
Well, I'm just, our offensive defensive line, I agree. We're not pressuring the quarterback and we're not protecting ours. But I'm just wondering, what is the NIL value of our lines against what Ole Miss was today? Do we have any idea?
Well, Steve, Ole Miss brought in the #1 transfer portal class in college football.
They took our best player.
Yeah, Chris
From last
Paul.
year,
Yeah. What did he end up? He should have had a pick today. Statistically, I think
he probably
he had
didn't go for free either. He probably got a little money to go down there.
I bet he got $500,000. I mean, and I'm saying this just I don't know, but I mean,
I
think
don't
if you're
either,
a starter in the SEC, I think you get $10,000 a game. So everybody's getting six figures if you start in the SEC.
Six solo tackles today.
Yeah, and
two
two tackles for loss and a pass breakup plus a QB hurry too. So yeah, Chris had a good day. Should have had a pick. Steve, I'm going to guess that Ole Miss has a pretty flush NIL program based on some of the people I trust that are either in Oxford or connected with that program. I mean, when you have the #1 transfer in college football, it's a combination of, people like Lane Kiffin, recruits like Lane Kiffin. Offensively, if you're a wide receiver, I'd consider Oxford. They throw the football over the yard. And defensively, they've had maybe the best defense they've had in 30 years. So
exactly.
I can't give you a figure because I'd be lying if I just tossed it out. But I think it's fair to assume that Ole Miss has a bigger NIL fund than
Do you
Arkansas
think
does.
if they win next week against Georgia, do you think they're in the playoff by beating Georgia now?
Well, so they've got to the issue with Ole Miss, Matt, is they've got 2 SEC losses, so they're not going to, unless something crazy happens, I don't think they'll play for the SEC championship. But if they win out,
Because that would be one of the best wins, right? If you beat Georgia, that's a chip right there.
Yep. No, and they Georgia would then have 2 SEC losses with their loss to Alabama earlier this season. I guess A&M would. I don't know who A&M would play if they ended up winning out because their only loss is a non-conference one to Notre Dame. Matt, I think if they beat Georgia next week, there's a very strong possibility they'd be in the college football playoff because they would have some. Again, that'd be the biggest, one of the most marquee wins in college football would be Georgia. So speaking of the Georgia Bulldogs, guys, I think they're coming back from half. Florida leads currently 13-6 in Jacksonville in this one. Looked like Lagaway, Colton, you might have this. Did DJ Lagaway go out in that game? Are they back? Are their third-string quarterback now with Mertz and Lagaway injured on the season?
He's kind of went in and off on kind of near the end of the second quarter there, and they just kicked off for the second half. So we'll see who comes back out. But I haven't been paying too close of attention to this game. I've been watching Michigan trying to see if they can come back on Oregon, and they're getting hosed right now.
Okay, I think it's definitely not Lagaway that just threw that pass. So I guess Florida trying to figure it out with the third or fourth team quarterback, whatever the case may be. I'm watching Oregon and Michigan a little bit. You got North Carolina and something, and Iowa State and Texas Tech on. Guys, 4 ranked SEC opponents are on byes today, so you've got a lot of non-top 25 matchups. Ole Miss gets it done and set them up really for setup next week against Georgia. Matt, from what you've seen this year, you might have actually brought up this, like, is A&M the best team in the SEC, or are we ready to say that just yet?
Oh, man. I think the tricky thing with A&M is when you start talking about quarterbacks, they don't have a top 4 quarterback. So you're kind of like,
good point.
Can we buy into them? And then you got to remember Elko. I mean, he's a defensive wizard. So that's they have talent. I mean, that defense is so stout that they figure it out. And I like their running back. I think that's Moss. Whoever the running back is they had that when they played us in the fourth quarter, they just kept handing it to him. I mean, he reminds me so much of Braylon Russell. Like, I think Russell's on that trajectory. How is he? Is he going to play? I mean, this bye week can help because we're going to need him against Texas.
Man, so Braylon Russell, Matt, I guess I watched him. He looked gimpy going over the sidelines. Braylon ended today with only, I'm looking at the rushing. He have 1 carry? He had 4 attempts for 2 yards in the game today, so he was not 100%. I'm sitting next to a friend in the press box, and he's like, I don't think Braylon is right. And I know they kind of laughed it off in the post-game presser, and I don't even think he popped up on the initial Wednesday injury report. Maybe he tweaked it at some point this week, but he did play, just was not much of an impact. You asked a good question earlier, Matt, about Jaquinda Jackson, who we didn't see today, and I guess we didn't see last week either against Mississippi State. What his status will be? That's a major question mark against Texas. Is like, we'll even have your top 2 running backs against the Longhorns.
I mean, we're going to need everybody against Texas, and it's going to be, nobody's coming to help you. Nobody feels sorry for you, so it's about those guys in the locker room, and you got to bond together, and it's another opportunity. So we get a bye week to kind of rest up, and it's no fun. I guarantee you that was no fun. You got to go back, watch film, try to get better, and when you look at some of the bright spots, like we were talking about, Ty, the backup played well. Landon Jackson's still our best player. I mean, that dude is all over the place. You can tell they have a thing for him. And then Andrew Armstrong. I really, man, I have not seen a single team this year. What do you think? He's got to be an all SEC, like at least second team, right? I haven't seen anybody stop him this year.
Yeah, Andrew ended his day, 6 catches, 135 yards, averaging 23 yards a catch. Not 70. You love the yak stat, Matt, 79 yards after the catch today. I mean, he's been unbelievable. I think he's going to get over 1,000 yards. They didn't even have Trey Harris. Here's the other thing to talk about. We talked about Trey Harris all week long. All that Jackson Dart did was find Jordan Watkins all day long. Watkins with 254 yards and 5 touchdowns today. Just an absolutely stunning performance for the Ole Miss wide receiver. Back to the phones. Again, our number on Hog Reaction, brought to you by Black Hills Energy and Bud Light, is 877-377-6963. Charlie's called in from Camden.
Oh, what's up, guys? Yeah, that was tough. That was definitely tough to watch, but at the same time, I guess I wasn't as frustrated because I could just see the difference in talent on the field. When you talk about the line of scrimmage, especially both sides, yeah, we got Landon, Matt. I mean, he's the best player on the field, but I'm not taking any shots, but they seems like they got about 2 or 3 Landons over there, maybe more, compared to what we had. And it was an all game long, no protection, couldn't run the football really, other than when Malachi got in there and you had your zone read a little bit. But it just felt like, as Jackson Darty had so much time to throw, Ty, I think you could have threw a few touchdowns today. I mean, he just had I really do. I mean, he had so much time and guys were running so wide open that there's nothing, the back end works with the front. I mean, you got to get more pressure than that. And we got one guy that can really go do that, and teams know that. So they scheme around it. So that's what it comes down to.
Charlie, if you watch Landon like I watched him, and I know that Deke Adams was ticked at him today. Landon jumped offside once or twice, but I mean, he's getting chipped, he's getting doubled. Like I sometimes I just kind of hone in on him, and there's no one else, like you're saying, unless they bring pressure. They'll get some pressure every once in a while, but they'll bring extra guys. And as we saw today, it put some guys on islands. I know Jaden Johnson got picked on a little bit. It's just tough. It really is tough for Arkansas right now, Charlie.
Absolutely, but I mean, when you run into teams like this with this kind of front, it's just a mismatch. I mean, you think of LSU, A&M didn't score as much on you, but it's just a mismatch for this team. It was a bad matchup, and they kicked our butts. It's as simple as that. And as Matt said, got to go into the bye, get healthy, and try to get better and see what happens. Still got to get bowl eligible. That's the key. So y'all have a good one.
Charlie, thanks for the call. Vanderbilt, I want to congratulate Clark Lee. They got a win in Auburn today. The Vanderbilt Commodores, Matt, bowl eligible. That is not something I would have bet any money on before the season. But Clark Lee looks like he might be outside of Elko. It's a 2-man race for Coach of the Year in the Southeastern Conference, and it's down to Clark Lee and Mike Elko.
Wow, that's all you can say about Vandy, man. If you can win at Vandy, you talk about how tough jobs are. You talk about tiers. Inside the conference, and if you can win at Vandy, man, he's making a way that he'll get hired somewhere, man. That's if you can win at Vandy, you can win anywhere.
By the way, Carson Beck has now thrown 3 interceptions on the day, Matt. Ryan and Prairie Grove texted that in. Florida's still up 13-6. Didn't do anything with it looks like, but he is not having a good day in the world's largest cocktail party. 63-31 the final here in Fayetteville. Guys, Matt Van Buren points out that apparently Ole Miss was only averaging 24 points per game in the SEC prior to today. They had gone up against some decent defenses, but that was one of the things I had talked about is like this Lane Kiffin offense didn't look focused at all. Not only were they focused, but they just pulverized this Arkansas defense. And Matt, you kind of made reference to it earlier. This is the second straight week at home where you played a veteran quarterback in Nussmeier and Dart. Not next weekend, but in 2 weekends, you'll likely play Quinn Ewers, who has also played a lot of college football. It worries you a little bit if you're Travis Williams, if you're an Arkansas fan, based on how the defense has played these last 2 appearances.
Man, Ty, that was tough. It was all around. I think the guys just got to get back. You watch a little film, try to get better, get healthy. The bye week couldn't come at a better time. Let's go out there, try to you kind of got to have a short memory. And, yeah, there wasn't a lot to like about this. We talked about the Mississippi State game, and there was a lot of pluses when they're watching film. And there wasn't a lot of pluses after this game.
JT at Hot Springs texted in. I know a couple years ago, Sam Pittman said there would be no more embarrassments. The team would want to end their season and make the state proud. 2 years ago, there was a few games that they quit in. Last year, they quit a lot. Today, they quit. And they showed the guy who said he transferred because the team said last year was right and laid down again. Pitiful again. JT referring to Chris Pupal, who had a really good day for Ole Miss, was one of their leading tacklers on the day. More texting here. Brian texting in. Hogs going to a Crapper Bowl game again. Hopefully next week or 2 weeks. I keep saying next week. 2 weeks from now after this bye, things changes on that. Text out of the 479. Can you explain how Pittman keeps saying NIL is the issue when Vanderbilt is bowl eligible? There are a lot more issues on the Hill than NIL money. I think if you look at Vanderbilt's schedule versus Arkansas, again, Vanderbilt beat Alabama, give them credit, but they still have, I think, a slightly easier schedule. But at the end of the day, they are bowl eligible, and you have to give Clark Lee credit for what he's done with that program. Kagan is in Piggott this afternoon here on Hog Reaction. Kagan, go ahead, man.
How y'all doing today?
It could be better. What's up, buddy?
Oh, not too much. I'm sure y'all already know about the statement about the great value players compared to Louis Vuitton and all that. And that was pretty much my last straw with Pittman. I don't agree with, talking about our players like he did, this and that. I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that. I've just about had enough.
Well, Kate, I got to be honest. I took Wednesday night as a joke. I didn't think it was derogatory. I don't think it was defamatory. And frankly, I haven't had anyone say anything critical of it until you just did. Now, you're obviously right to do that. And I know people are pissed. I'm pissed. I mean, you lost by 32 at home. And you were a 7-point underdog, 7.5, whatever your case may be. And maybe I'm not happy because I thought they'd win this game and they got clobbered. But I think the biggest thing for me is just how you lost again at home, similar to LSU, where not from the jump, but you really just in the second half, I don't think anyone had hope that they were going to win this football game. And it's like, again, it's one thing if we were in Vaught Hemingway Stadium or 2 weeks ago you were in Death Valley and you lose by the amount 34-10 or 63-31. But you're in freaking Fayetteville. We're not playing in Tallahassee. We're not playing in Sao Paulo. We're in Fayetteville, Arkansas, where there have been so many teams over the years that have given more effort than that team gave today. It just is so aggravating that this has been a consistency. We talk about consistency in college football. Well, consistently, this team does not show up at home under Sam Pittman. The Tennessee game, the Texas game, the Ole Miss game in 22 are anomalies. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense, someone. Someone help me out there. Explain to me why this is happening. Matt, on the other side, I would say on the other side, the basketball team lost last night too, but it is basketball season come Wednesday, man. And they got Lipscomb on Wednesday night. They go to Dallas to take on Baylor on Saturday. at least maybe you can get some positivity in the bye week from your basketball team.
Man, this basketball team's going to be tough. I tell you what, I'm excited to watch them play. Ty, I know that you had watched them play against Kansas in the open gym scrimmage, and I know a Coach Cal team. They're going to be athletic. It comes down to, can you share the ball? Can you play for your teammates? Do you know how to play defense? Concepts like that. Because when it comes to athletic ability, this is going to be one of the most. I mean, Ty, really, I think I'd put it up there with the national championship team when it comes to how athletic that team was.
Yeah, you think about just who you have on your roster and some of the stretch. Again, you're not as deep because Cal's going with this rotation, but there is a lot of excitement about who you've got on this basketball roster. That is your positivity after some negative stuff that just spewed out of my mouth. But it's really hard for me to be positive following a game like that. All right, we got one more break to get to. Again, you got one more segment to talk with me, Matt Jones, Colton Little, 877-377-6963. Really appreciate Black Hills Energy and Bud Light being proud sponsors of Hog Reaction all season long. We return live from Zach Arn's lair coming up next.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
This is Hog Reaction.
What makes Crabtree RV Center different? First, we are a 4th-generation family-owned business taking pride in making your family's dreams come true. No corporate mentality here. Second, we've been in business for 74 years, founded in 1950 here in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas area. We are not going anywhere. What does that mean for our customers? A family feel with no corporate hidden fees. The reassurance that we will be here for generations to come, and knowledgeable salespeople who want to pick the right RV for your family to make lifetime memories in. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
This is Northside head football coach Felix Curry. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football and fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
At Our Best Bank, we believe in the power of community. That's why we recognize, serve, and support communities of all kinds. From small towns to big cities, business startups to large companies, young families to seniors, and those with shared backgrounds and interests. We value your contributions and are proud to work alongside you because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank. We believe.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Finally, football season. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria is your #1 place to watch Arkansas and Monday Night Football. During Monday Night Football, $5 refillable beer cups for only $2 refills. Prizes for each score and at the end of every single quarter.
Can you believe that they've had the same great pizza since 1996? That's nearly 30 years.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. You'll get the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Black Hills Energy. Stay safe, be prepared, save energy.
Singleton's going to throw down the middle into the end zone, complete to Haas, touchdown Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
All right, final segment here on Hog Reaction. One more segment to jump in with myself, Matt Jones, 877-377-6963, following Arkansas 63-31 loss to Ole Miss. Going to hear more from Sam Pittman. Here's what he said about the bye week.
Well, we have a lot of work to do. We've got to go back to work on defense, secondary-wise, getting to the passer, tackling. Anytime you have 700 yards on you, you've got a whole bunch of problems that we've got to get fixed, but we have willing kids. I believe they'll do that offensively. Our pass protection, we've got to hold up better, 8 sacks. Our running game can take some stress off of that, so we have a lot of work to do next week. We will do that and then get ready the following week for Texas.
So I think the question that has to be asked, will this get fixed? Because it didn't get fixed following LSU. And it didn't get fixed. You would have thought, like, Arkansas fans were hyped after a bye. You beat Tennessee. You got a bye week. LSU's coming to town after an emotional win against Ole Miss. Here we go. Let's set us up. Let's throw us back in the college football playoff discussion. And now we're here at 5-4 with bowl eligibility still seems to be still very much in the discussion with Louisiana Tech on the horizon. But, Matt, in your opinion, based on the roster, can you fix this in 2 weeks?
Well, I think one of the hardest things in the world to do is to play cornerback, is to cover receivers, but because timing in the throw, it's just so tough. And I think we really struggle when it comes to man coverage and covering wideouts, and it would help if you could find a way to get pressure. I don't know, Ty. I guess that's the way I could answer. I don't know the answer for that. I am thankful that we get a bye week because I think if we can get healthy and we can come out fast, make a play or two early, you get Texas at home, I like our chances.
Text in from Tyler blaming Zach Arns and his ridiculous guaranteed predictions about Arkansas winning is why we lose. Zach is mush. Like Larry John, the text out of the 479, like Larry Johnson said years ago in the ULV Arkansas game, go get some men. And he's suggesting that Arkansas needs to do that same thing to get some quarterback that can rush the passer. 8 sacks for Ole Miss, 1 for Arkansas. Definitely a big difference. Gooney says Petrino is allowing players to call him Bobby now. Him and Pittman are now rich and soft. It was funny to hear from Jarius Wright and Joe Adams and DJ Williams at the Little Rock Touchdown Club saying, we didn't call him Bobby back then. It is a little different times. There's no question about that. But I don't know if that's necessarily one of the reasons why. All right, let's see. More of your text. 479, it's embarrassing. You've got to protect home field. Razorback nation deserves better. Groundhog, I completely agree, brother. I don't know what the attendance is going to be like. Matt, I know it's Texas, man, but after these last 2 weeks, or do you think there's going to be some people that just stay on the woods and hunt rather than come to this Texas game for 11 a.m. one?
Oh, Arkansas fans are the best fans in the country. I think they'll be there to support the Hogs. I mean, it's not every year you get to play Texas at home. And, we get up for that game. It is. So I think they'll be there in support. And I actually kind of like our chances. I think we're going to get healthy. And I think we might play our best game of the year November 16th.
Well, here's Sam Pittman in a very short excerpt from after the game, and it really characterized what happened today.
Give them credit. They whipped us today.
They did. And I think when it comes to a team like LSU who's going to throw the ball a lot but ran the ball well, and then you look at Ole Miss today who didn't blow you away with rushing statistics. I think they ended up with about 137 total. Let's see. On the ground today, again, 562 passing yards, 132 rushing yards. So it wasn't like they just pounded you up and down. But the Razorbacks got to get back to this ground game. And whether it's Quinton Jackson's health, Braylon Russell's health, the offensive line clicking a little more, I think like the Mississippi State game maybe gave us too much confidence in where this Arkansas team was offensively because they've struggled against some better defenses. When they played bad defenses, they've whooped up on them. But when they've gone up against Tennessee, I wouldn't even put LSU in this category, but LSU played some good defense in that game. And then we saw Ole Miss, number one statistically in the country. I know Arkansas ended up with 31 points, but when Ole Miss is scoring every single possession pretty much, it ends up you get more possessions and you have more opportunities. So I think that number is a little overshadowed a little bit based on actual production that happened in this football game overall later on today. Matt, what is the plan later on tonight, man? You got big plans, or are we just watching football later on?
It's just football, man. It's college football. You got some soccer tomorrow early on, and that's it, man. It was a good day for soccer today. But like I said, Zach's team, you gotta let them know they take on Aston Villa tomorrow, and then you get Man United versus Chelsea, which that's kind of a derby match. Man United's kind of a fugazi right now, and Chelsea's best player was a sub for Man City, Cole Palmer. He's just been absolutely amazing.
Well, that's going to do it for us here on Hog Reaction. Matt, appreciate always doing this with you, man. It's always a good time, brother. All right, that is Matt Jones. Colton Little, great job on the intros and the production and everything else, man. It's been a good show, buddy.
Appreciate you.
All right, that's Colton Little, C45. And I'm Ty Richardson. Everyone have a great day. If you're driving home, wherever you are in Arkansas, or maybe you're outside the state listening to us on hitthatline.com or the Hit That Line Now app, please be safe. If you missed any of this show, it'll be on the podcast, Hit That Line Podcast Network tomorrow. Chuck and Bo, bright and early, 6 a.m. Monday. 13 hours of Razorback content starting Monday at 6 a.m. Appreciate everyone listening. Have a great weekend.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, also presented by Black Hills Energy.
You're hunting.